Well, hello, my beautiful people out there. It's nice to see you. I'm Bullhorn Betty. I'm on StreamYard. If you guys haven't noticed, you guys can see. I think it's this way, that way there, right above my head, right there. It shows my logo and StreamYard right above it. I am on the free version of StreamYard as we're doing this live because I needed to incorporate. Oh crap! Hold on, you guys are gonna have to wait. I gotta get cough. Actually, I got plenty of water here. And we're going to incorporate Kada Scott and share our screen. I didn't feel like setting up an OBS. It's a pain in the ass to go from one account to another account to another account. They don't streamline, as easy as you would like to think. So I told many of you guys that we would be over here on this new channel. We're going to start utilizing this new channel a lot more than we have in the past as we start kicking off and getting out of this shadow banning that YouTube has done, which is provoked. And there were a few other things besides that. I called back today. I talked to them. It's getting resolved. But we are in this situation that we are in. And of course, it's courtesy from not just this story, but also some of our friends that are trying to play with these accounts. So there will be other lawsuits coming for people that keep screwing with my account. There will be more lawsuits. And I think my next lawsuits are going to be going after BTEM and Burnt Toast. We'll see how that all works out here over the next month and decide if we're going to go down that that bandwagon. But I'm Bullhorn Betty. We're covering the case on this channel today. We're going to be covering Kada Scott, and we're going to take a little bit of a dive. We're probably going to take a lot more time into the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case. So let me just kind of kick off by saying good morning to everybody that's up here in the new channel. Melanie, Veronica B. Who else do we have? Texas Woman. It's nice to see you over here. Kathleen. Hello, Ashley. Hello, Phil. It's nice to see you. Honey Babe. It's nice to see you. Denise. Good afternoon. So, Kada Scott is a case of a 23-year-old pageant girl from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And she had just started a new job at this assisted living facility, and all of a sudden she disappears. Law enforcement didn't seem to be taking it very seriously. We didn't take it very seriously at first. We did talk about the possibilities of, having somebody at her work harassing her, having a boyfriend, a significant other, potentially, but usually families are already raising red flags if it's a boyfriend. We didn't hear anything. We didn't even know she went on a date before she went to work. There was so much information held from the public. And I don't agree with that. Okay. I don't know what this new policing is. They're like, oh my God, we got social media. We got to just be complete assholes about our work. I don't know why they do that. They are so terrified that social media is going to work faster than them that they just literally hold everything back. They want help from the public, but they don't want help from the public. It's the most asinine thing I've ever seen in the world, but there's obviously multiple ways to skin a cat. Law enforcement, it's not the all be all. And we want to stay out of their way because they're the ones that have to bring the investigation. But at the end of the day, when we have people missing, it's all hands on deck. We don't really care about contaminating crime scenes. We don't care about anything. We want to bring the person home. And that is the responsibility of the public. We don't have the responsibility of preparing for an investigation. Our only concern is bringing the loved one home. And that kind of bodes in counter opposite of what law enforcement's part in all of this. Yes, they want the person brought home, but in many cases, they already know the person's deceased because statistics tell them the person's deceased. Evidence that they haven't made public has told them the person's deceased, and they don't want the public involved because they know the person's deceased and they're not fighting against a ticking time clock. They have an opportunity to take their time. But the problem is the public doesn't care about that. The public wants the bad guy behind bars, right? We don't want animals walking amongst us. That's why we're so pissed off when it comes to, like, say, Summer Wells case, where her parents have been out after they've unalived their child. They've been out walking free for years. It seems like that's going to be the way way that it's going to be in Sebastian Rogers' case, where the mom and the stepfather maintain friendly relations with their sheriffs so they can say, oh, we're not responsible, right? Because the sheriff's too stupid to know that these people most likely unalive their child. The sheriff doesn't care, right? The sheriff doesn't care. They don't care about the truth in Sumner County, and it's a real shame. I do not like the law enforcement there. Actually, I don't like the politics at all there. I think it's corrupted as hell. I think that we have a good old boy system in Sumner County that needs to be broken apart, and it does look like people agree with me and are starting to break that good old boys club apart. So I'm glad to hear that. Kada Scott's family was begging law enforcement to help, and they weren't. They treated this like they treat a adult. This isn't, now remind you guys, this is in Pennsylvania. This is in Philly, Pennsylvania. This is the same lazy ass law enforcement body that's handling Ellen Greenberg's case. Okay, so this is the same body. If you want to know why they have angry people with their sheriff, I was trying to be nice to this Krasner guy. He needs to go. He needs to go. We're going to be getting somebody else in there, Dugan. We need people in PA to be voting for Dugan. They're going to be opening up that case for Ellen Greenberg and really putting some investigators on that in Pennsylvania. But this is the problem we're having. But check this out, folks. And I don't know if this has anything to do with this case or not, but it's definitely something that we are going to want to bring. Oh, Melanie. Oh, she's been you have? Look at that. 4 months on this channel. I missed it. Thank you. And I'm on a different system now. It's so weird going from one system to the next and trying to get it all, all on here, but it's kind of cool. So thank you, Veronica, for me seeing that. Mama, it's nice to see you. Dolly, it's nice to see you. Good morning, love. There was a bust, like a major drug bust in this, like 30 minutes away from where all this transpired. And I know that the drug cartels and everything's kind of like, I wonder if this broke apart something else, if this kid was more of a low-level dealer associated with this, and because this case got so much attention, they they realized who this guy's Keon King's connections were, because it seems like shortly after that, we see Krasner, we see the chief, the same chief that was sitting there giving us a press conference about Kada behind him, right? And then the commissioner comes up. You guys got to see this. You guys got to see this. But before we do that, let me go ahead and pull this up, because this is the balloon release for Kada. I just want a big shout out for Kada's family and friends. It is just really, really super sad that they are having to go through this. Nobody should have to go through what this family is going through. Guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on your way in. I can't play the music on here because I'm on the free station. We haven't been on a free station with this in a really long time, but we're on OBS now, and I just got lazy and didn't want to do what I needed to do here. So without further ado, let's watch the balloon.
Family and friends of Kada Scott held a vigil in her honor outside this morning at the Philadelphia Art Museum. The balloon release kicked off the 8 Days Till Sunday Foundation's first ever domestic violence walk.
It keeps going back to this domestic violence. You guys notice that? And it's causing me a lot of problems because, oh, hey, Alicia, it's nice to see you. It's nice to see you. It's really, Lisa B. Always, hey, it's really kind of giving me this bad juju in my stomach, because, Keon King, it appears that they weren't in a relationship, but I believe they were, and I've said that. From the beginning. There's something not right. There's something people aren't telling us. And then we see the text messages that says "kidnap me again" or something to that effect. And it's like, what is really going on here in this case? I don't know. But this domestic violence aspect of it is really stumping me. I will be honest with you. It's stumping me.
Police have arrested Keon King, charging him with kidnapping and murdering Scott. Authorities still looking for other possible accomplices.
I do believe there's accomplices. Oh, and folks, listen to this. Oh, did I just drop? It just dropped me. So I've had to attach it again. Sorry about that. I also found out something else. What did I find out? I forgot what I was just about to say because everything kind of went fluky on me. I can't remember. But either way, so Keon King, we know, abused another woman that he was in a relationship with. We're finding out that Keon and Kada were in communication. They were communicating back and forth. Now, the weird thing is that she says she told her families that she was being harassed by somebody. I believe the family knew who she was being harassed from. I don't know why she was giving them that information and them not know who it was. In my opinion, it sounds like her mother, at minimum, would have known who was harassing her if she knew who was harassing her. But I'm not sure if that was Keon, because if you noticed, their communication seemed very casual, very friendly, not harassing at all. I mean, if somebody's harassing her, I don't know if she's going to say, "Oh, call me when you're outside." Was she set up? The answer is, it's hard not to believe that she wasn't set up, because she lost her life so quickly after she got in the vehicle with him. Was there another person that did this, or was he just a jealous SOB where she went out with another guy earlier that day, and as soon as she got in the car, he's like, "You went out with another dude, B?" Boom. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, but what we're learning is that she's got some problems here. She seems to be really ultra friendly with him. It sounds like she was planning on meeting him, but then we find out, yes, premeditated. Then we find out that that he stole a car the day before he's supposed to meet her. And it makes you wonder, why in the world is he wanting to unalive this woman? Most of the time you have a situation like this, one of two things is going on. Either she's in a relationship with him and he is angry with her because she's wanting to get out of that relationship, and therefore he's wanting to unalive her. Maybe they were in a relationship. She broke up with him, started dating another dude, the one that took her to that pro golf. And, maybe she still had one foot into this relationship and still kind of kicking it, right? And did it come up and bite her? I don't know. But there's no dispute that the communications between them did not seem like she was fearful. It actually seemed like they were looking to sneak away and knock boots a little bit. That's what I was getting from it. I don't know what you guys were getting from those messages, but from what I was getting from those messages is he wanted some nookie. She wanted her to come outside from work and give him some nookie, and something happened between her saying, "Okay, I'll meet you outside," which appeared to be implying nookie, and then all of a sudden, boom, she's not with us no more. Now, we believed for a while that it was the accomplice that may have tipped off law enforcement. I don't believe that anymore. And I do believe it was an alphabet soup. If you haven't been with me for a while, alphabet soup, when I say alphabet soup, I mean alphabet soup is our our alphabet soup federal partners, like FBI, CIA, marshals. Yeah, my alphabet soup, my A, B, C, D, E, F, G, of our government officials, even those no name government officials. Because here, listen, check this out. What we have in a situation like this is law enforcement has videos. They do not have the equipment. ATF is another one, great one. Yep. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. They may have been involved, especially if it was a firearm fatality type of thing. But our alphabet soup were involved in this, and I still believe they may have been the ones that tipped tip this off, because we keep thinking it's an accomplice, but what are we listening to? I keep overlooking this, and then sometime today, this morning, when I was researching, it was like a light bulb went off my head. I originally, still at it, huh? Oh, good gracious. Karen Reed must be over, so you must not have nothing to grift off of. So now you're back up my crawl. Have a great day. Don't come back here again. My mind is way too long. Uh, Sonia was banned. Oh, I didn't mean to ban Sonia. Did I ban Sonia? I didn't mean to ban Sonia. Okay, ban user. There we go. Did I ban you? Sonia was banned and their comments were removed. Can somebody unban Sonia? I don't know. Sonia, can you write? Can somebody go in there? I can't see. Somebody's got to go unban. See what happens? See what you did, Claire? See what you did? It's just, where's my guns? Where's my guns? No, not Sonia. I got Sonia. I don't think I have any other freaking mods in my chat right now. Hold on, Sonia. I'm coming for you, babe. I'm coming. Stay with me. We're going to have to go deep diving, guys. We're going to have to go deep diving. Stay with me, Sonia. I'm coming for you, babe. We won't let them take you down. We're not going to let them take you down. Sonia's like, oh, shit. What did she do? No, she didn't. She would never cuss. That's for me to do. She'd never do this. Let me go over here. Oh, good gracious. Not Sonia! Son of a biscuit! Son of a biscuit. But what I will tell you, Glarer, is I think it's time for you to kind of, go on your merry little way and stay the hell out of, I think Sonia's okay. Unhide. No, I hit her. All right, Sonia, you are free to block. You are free to block. Hopefully I didn't add as a moderator. Here we're back. Take that, Glarer! Damn it! Take that! I'm just saying. Where are our mods? See, Sonia, usually you have backup. Usually you help. Usually you can get some help. See, Glarer can't speak on the other channel. All he can do is report, which I'm pretty sure he does. Which reminds me, we need to start doing the same thing that those hate channels do to us. We need to start doing that. They're not going to ever learn until they are also in the same predicament that they put everybody else in. You hate, you're going to be hated on. Okay, you treat people like shit, they're going to treat you like shit. This is the reality of life. I don't treat anybody good. Okay, if you treat me bad, I'll treat you horrible. You treat me good, I'll treat you great. Okay, but what I will not do is deal with people like the Glare. I hate the Glare. I think the Glare is a drunk that likes to beat on children. That will never change. Now he's going to try to attack me because he doesn't have Karen Reed that has sucked the life out of him, right? Now he has all those animals, the Karen Reed animals, the people that are psychotic. I mean, you guys got her off of a murder charge. Congratulations. I don't think she should have ever been charged with second-degree murder. I thought it was vehicular homicide. I think if they would have charged it appropriately, that lady would be in jail. But you had a bunch of people that wanted to flex their muscles and have a pissing contest, and it blew up in their face. So I tell you, I did too. It moved up on me. I was too busy talking to the SOB, and it moved up on me. I hit the button, and I'm like, uh-oh. How did that happen? Not only did I kick you out and block you, I removed your wrench unintentionally. Unintentionally, I sure did. But that's all right. You're back. Sonny walking in like, yeah. I'm marked free from the glare. I don't even know why he's over here. This is like the smallest channel we got. That's okay. That's okay, Glare. That's okay. I'm still doing my thing. I'm still pimping big. Yeah, and I even got a cup for you. I don't have the time or the crayons to explain it to you there, brother. I just don't have it. Just don't have it. Just, fast button Betty. But on this side, I had to go back into the back way and undo all the stuff I did, because you guys have the, the YouTube side. I have this, this conductor side over here. And I can't do that. I can't. I wish I could. Do I have? Oh, I can't play videos on here. Nope. Can't play any videos. It says I got to upgrade, and I'm not buying. Yeah, we're done. We're done with StreamYard. Like, StreamYard's not getting another penny off of me, right? They sucked $44 out of me for freaking 3 blessed years and gave me shit. So now they can sit there and not get a penny from me. And I have to say, I think that the free version worked better than the paid version. So why would I change at this point? Why would I change at this point? I'm not going to do it. Oh, yeah, Glary, you should go over to the new channel. We updated the new channel. Even though you won't be able to talk, I got you blocked over there, too. But we did upgrade the new channel, Glare. Now we got me, like, on OBS and stuff. I can do so much more. I'm not contained to StreamYard. So I'm going to excel, when my studio gets built, which I'm working on it now. When my actual studio gets built, we're putting you out of business. We don't like hate channels. We don't like knuckleheads, right? I don't drink. I don't smoke anymore. You missed a lot, Glare. You've been eating this nasty twat of Karen Reed for so long. You're lost out here in the real world. How are you gonna make it up? Your numbers are gonna start falling because people don't realize how boring you are otherwise. You're either drunk or drunk. I mean, that's no life. That's just not no life. But that's okay. We believe 90 meetings in 90 days will help you out. We believe 90 meetings in 90 days will help you out. So the hired hand to represent Keon King is now officially a part of this case. It sounds like he's well-to-do, might be using this as a way to get some notoriety, right? Some notoriety. So there's online petitions to have him removed from representing this guy. I don't know why people are so, like, I want the guy to have a pit bull, unless this guy's a pass around, right? And he's just a horrible attorney that's not going to get the job done, that's just here for the clicks and the views, and is going to give him a pathway forward to a bunch of appeals, then we don't want him. One of the best parts about, say, Ann C. Taylor, one of the things that we loved about Ann C. Taylor and her representation of Brian Koberger, she was a pit bull. We knew by the time we were at the end of this trial that the appeals for Brian Koberger would be limited. I never knew it was going to be put in a bow like this. Now, granted, I have a problem with Bill Thompson. I think he's a piece of shit. He's an old dog that needs to be put out to the pasture. That's just me personally. It's time for him to retire, okay? He makes too many decisions for people he has no authority to make decisions for, like the families, victims, and stuff like that. He has no respect from Bullhorn Betty, none whatsoever. We are not Bill Thompson friendly here, okay? But at the end of the day, one of the reasons why we liked Ann C. Taylor is because we knew that at the end of Brian Koberger's trial, we were going to have a very limited appeal process ahead, because she fought so vigorously for him. She was a pit bull. She was the proverbial pit bull that I talk about in these cases. And we love that. Hey, Pebbles, we could have used you a few minutes ago. I'm just saying. The glare was in here. Oh my gosh. All he had to do was say hi, and I lost my shit. And I blocked Sonia. We ended up getting him. We got him. But I blocked Sonia first. And I couldn't figure out how to unblock her. So then I had no mods. And I'm like, what the hell are we doing over here? Damn, Blair. I haven't seen that name pop up in my chat in almost 2 years. Why today? No, Satan. No, Satan. I said hell to the nah. Not today. Not today. And hell is that? Did he bump his head? Did he have too much alcohol this morning? Glare, what the hell are you doing up my craw? Just asking. Asking for a few friends. Just saying. Can't handle it. Can't handle it. Can't handle anybody rocking the stability, we finally got ourselves on a nice foundation. You're rocking the foundation. We don't like it. Don't like it. We don't like change, folks. It's the Bullhorn Betty channel, where change is always guaranteed. So anyways, I don't know why everybody is up in this attorney's crawl saying, hey, we can't have you here. We want you gone. We want you gone. Now, I don't know. I mean, he looks a little sideways. You know me. I judge people. I don't like him. I don't know why I don't like him. I think it's the eyes. He's squinting, and it kind of looks like he's shady. Okay, and it has to do with the photo, the squinty photo, shady, motif. Hey, Daffy Dog, it's nice to see ya. Oh, we got some moderators. Where are my moderators? We almost lost one. I took Sonia out. I took her out. I didn't mean to. I took her out. Poor thing. Poor thing. Now, I don't know why people are after him. I hope he's a pit bull. He looks like he might be a pit bull, right? I didn't like Ann C. Taylor either. The only thing I liked about her is I wanted her to be a strong advocate for her client, because I didn't want her client having a whole litany of appeals, ahead of them. Because that right there, that destroys families too. People don't understand that. You finally think that you're going to get the monster, the bastard, right? Behind jail, behind bars, and they're going to stay there. They killed your loved one, right? You want the SOB behind bars. And then you find out, oh my gosh, appeals. Look at Alec Murdaugh. Because of that stupid, oh good gracious, Becky Hill, clerk from hell, right? Did what she needed to do for her book deal. I didn't believe it at first. But what did she do? Now, I mean, we got Harpoolian and Magoo, right? And she's giving them a way to have a second trial, a second bite at the apple for Alec Murdaugh? That she did. So we don't want stuff like that going on. Is this guy a pit bull? That's all I care about. If he's going to represent Keon King to the fullest extent of the law, that's what we want. Despite what you think, it really is what we want, because when he's convicted, he's convicted. We don't have to worry about problems in his court hearing then now being an appealable issue, right? We want as many appealable issues resolved, and that's what we get with very studious and dedicated defendants and defense attorneys. And so I hope that this guy doesn't get kicked off of his team unless he needs to be. If he's a pit bull, then we want him there. I think that the case against Keon King is rock solid. We don't have to really worry. I mean, there's no slam dunk case. Don't misunderstand me. But I don't think we're going to really have to worry, about whether Keon King, whether there's enough evidence. And that brings me back to full circle about where we started when I started talking about this case at the beginning. I said, I don't believe it was the accomplice. Listen, folks, I don't know why this light bulb on my head didn't go off sooner, but we have video evidence of Keon driving the 2008 Hyundai to this rec center and parking the car there. And that car stayed there for 2 days before his Camry, his gold Camry, pulled up. 2 people got out. The car moved forward even further, implying there was 3 people in that vehicle. And 2 people got out, opened what appeared to be the passenger door of the Elantra, or the Hyundai, the black Hyundai vehicle, and grabbing what appeared to be a body and walking toward where they ultimately found her. Now, who would have received those videos? It would have been the canvasser, and then who would those videos have gone to? Those videos would have gone to who? The FBI or another alphabet soup of our federal partners, okay? Federal partners have a way of enhancing videos. They have some of the top of the line people that are digital experts. They have people and programs that are only available to law enforcement that help enhance these videos, stuff that was created for, say, things like NASA that are now in our federal partners' hands to help solve cases or amplify or enhance videography or photos, right? Still images. Most of our cameras, people don't realize, are actually still images, but it's so many still images every 2 seconds that it appears to be moving, right? But it's actually stills. And stills means just photos, not actual videos. Like what you're seeing right now is me moving very, very, very continuously. I am not a still image being taken every 2 seconds. Otherwise, you would get uh, 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 right? As I'm talking, but you're not getting that. You're getting a continuous voice. You're getting a continuous video. You're not seeing me going, You're seeing me move continuously. Okay. So there's the difference. So we have a video, we have some type of camera on the rec center that watched this car pull up, watched people get out of the car, watched people go grab the person, watched these people take this body back to an area. So I'm still not convinced just yet. It could very well be an accomplice that's trying to get a plea deal for their cooperation, but it also could be the alphabet soup of our federal partners that have provided this lead and or tip to the tip line of the exact spot where Kada was without having the accomplice. It could very well have been FBI that found Kada, that called that tip in. I found it awfully interesting, and it could go both ways. It could be the accomplice or somebody that knew an accomplice that knew where this child was. I call her a child. She's 23 years old. She's still a baby. Or it could have been law enforcement that was doing their shoe leather investigation, and some of that shoe leather investigation is watching and enhancing videography, and there may have been some type of satellite image that shows where they may have been digging, and that could have been called in. Again, unsure, don't know, just another possibility out there for each of you. Now, what's this one about? I'm not sure. I think this was just an update on her that I wanted to see. Philadelphia judge revokes the bond. Oh, that's what it's about. It's about the bond revocation from Keon, which we reported a couple days ago. But I think there might be a video here that I wanted you guys to see, I think is what it is. Yeah.
What happened to 23-year-old Kada Scott?
Hopefully you guys can hear it.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Yuki Washington. According to a spokesperson for the city medical examiner's office, Kada Scott was killed by a gunshot wound to the head. Tonight, we've also learned a judge has revoked bail for the man accused of killing her. These developments come as the community works together to do what they can to lift the Scott family as best they can. CBS Philadelphia's Alicia Roberts continues our coverage.
Keon King was arraigned Thursday for the murder of Kada Scott. A magistrate revoked the 21-year-old's bail, who is now facing a capital murder charge. King did not enter a plea.
So she said something very important that I did not hear originally. Capital murder charge. He's facing a capital murder charge. Many of you guys think that Pennsylvania has no death penalty. That is not true. There's a moratorium on the execution of any prisoners on death row at this time. They never went to Congress to have their a death penalty removed off of their books. There's just a moratorium. So in Pennsylvania, can still face the death penalty in this state. Very interesting dynamics. I think they need to quit playing around with people's lives and start, executing these people that deserve death for their crimes.
Court records revealed Kada Scott left work upset the night of October 4th. Earlier that day, it's alleged she texted King, "Kidnap me again," with King responding, "You better be up to." Police have said they believe Scott was killed 20 minutes after she left work. The medical examiner listed her cause of death as a gunshot wound to the head. Arrest papers claim King and another individual are seen on camera moving a heavy object consistent with a human body in the area where a week and a half later, police would locate Kada Scott's decomposed remains. King is also facing charges for kidnapping and strangling another woman in January. Homicide detectives say they are still working to identify any potential accomplices for Keon King.
I am still pretty surprised. How many of you guys, by a show of ones and twos, ones being surprised, twos being not surprised at all, how surprised are you that there isn't any other accomplices arrested at this point or that are known to us? Like, I'm at this point in this stage of the game quite shocked. I am quite shocked that we do not have other people behind bars. And so that begs to question, are there people behind bars that are charged with other low-hanging fruit that haven't quite been charged with it? So people are saying not surprised at all. So you're not surprised that we're here, huh? That was what my thing, right? Shocked. One is shocked and not shocked at all. And you guys said two. So not shocked at all. Huh? Okay. Maybe it's because of the area. I don't know.
This is a memorial for Kada continues to grow outside the school where her body was discovered. Meantime, the community is coming together to lift up the Scott family with donations, including food and gift cards inside Councilmember Anthony Phillips' office along the 1500 block of Wadsworth Avenue. Veronica Blue is one of many compelled to help after hearing Kada's story.
Just felt like I know her spirit. So I wanted to come and donate and help this family.
That's so sweet. And there's a lot of people out there, look at all that, trying to help this family, because what people don't understand is when you lose a loved one, it's you don't think, you don't eat, you don't think about taking care of yourself, you don't think about taking showers, you don't think about your other children. As sad as it sounds, like you can't get up for your other kids. It's like there's a hole in you. I mean, I'm only describing what I've witnessed myself. And it's just, it's disabling. I don't know how to explain it other than that. When you lose a child or a loved one, it's disabling. You no longer can do just the bare necessities to get by. It's I can't describe. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. People that just can't get over the anger, the grief, the remorse, there's a lot of remorse that goes along with death too. Okay. And like remorse? What do you mean by remorse? A lot of people blame themselves, the relationship. Usually when the person is gone, you no matter what you did, you think of the things that you should have, could have, or would have done better. Right. You have remorse for not being, say, a better parent or a better friend or a better sibling. You blame yourself for that last fight you got into. You guys have no idea the mental anguish and the battering ram you become, that you put yourself in. You become your own batterer, right? You're in your own brain beating the crap out of you don't need anybody beating the crap out of you. You had nothing to do with your child's disappearance or death or anything, but you're dealing with your deceased child. You're thinking of everything you've done wrong as a parent. Okay? You're not thinking of the good times you had with that child. That's what people don't understand. It's like, always think about the great memories. You don't go through that at first. You think of you punish yourself relentlessly. You think of everything you did wrong. And you just take that club and beat yourself with it, wishing you could have changed that. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible to watch.
Dozens of others, like Cecilia Scott from Mount Airy, are also answering the call.
I have a grandson about her age. and the fact that she was going to college, and it was so sad that we felt whatever we could do.
Organizers say they will be accepting donations through Friday afternoon, hopeful that small acts of kindness may comfort those who grieve. Alicia Roberts, CBS News, Philadelphia.
All right. So this was pretty interesting, and I think it was this particular clip right here. Now, this is another content creator, other than what we've been watching, and this is the one that kind of made my head start thinking a little differently about this, because this was when I was watching this particular video of Kada and getting this person's opinion on what happened, that it started making me feel, is it possible that this was a hit for somebody else? Because of how quickly she was gone after getting in that car. It seems like, with the car being taken the day before, but we keep coming back to everybody saying domestic violence, domestic violence. Hey, Grave Crime with Grace. It's nice to see you, love. Pete, it's nice to see you. Phil, the real me too. But we're dealing with the fact that she basically, it seems like she got in the car and boom, she was gone. Let me get back here. I don't know if we should. I think it's after this. There we go. Let's just go here and you guys can hear it.
New this morning, the Philadelphia medical examiner announcing Kada Scott's cause of death, a gunshot wound to the head. Keon King is accused of killing Scott and appeared in court Thursday morning for new charges, including murder, tampering with evidence, conspiracy, and abuse of corpse. King was previously charged with kidnapping and arson in Scott's disappearance. 23-year-old Scott was reported missing October 4th. Police discovered her remains in a wooded area 2 weeks later, October 18th, behind the vacant Ada Lewis Middle School. New court documents released this week say Scott and King shared text messages the day she disappeared. Detectives say King's cell phone movement and activity place him at each step of the criminal timeline developed in the homicide investigation. Police also have video evidence of a stolen black Hyundai Accent parked at the Aubrey Rec Center next to the old middle school. Investigators believe Scott's body was in that car. Surveillance video going into the early morning hours October 6 allegedly shows two people removing a heavy object consistent with a human body. Police say they're seen on video carrying the object in the direction where Scott's remains were found. King's gold Toyota Camry was also captured on video leaving the...
That's what made me feel like, because they were caught on camera. We knew they were caught on camera, but I didn't connect the dots that it still could be law enforcement that gave them the very specific instructions on where to find her body. I started thinking that it could be the accessory, which it could be. It could still be the people that helped him. But I believe that, everything, because I kept saying it seems pretty interesting. I went through this whole information about how the FBI doesn't like getting involved in the court hearings. They have liaisons, but they keep all their stuff, even with the genetic genealogy, like in the Brian Koberger case. They got that where the FBI did not have to explain that was only a tip generated for the law enforcement body, as if the FBI in that particular scenario was the tipster, instead of a person. So let's go back.
Consistent with a human body. Police say they're seen on video carrying the object in the direction where Scott's remains were found. King's gold Toyota Camry was also captured on video leaving the rec center while two people were on foot. As a result, police believe there could be two accomplices involved. On October 7th, police believe King moved...
So two people left on foot while he drove away. Two people, left on foot while he drove away. Two people left on foot. So that means they were probably lived nearby.
A stolen Hyundai Accent about a mile north of the rec center to set it on fire.
All right, guys, so let's start with his previous charges. This is
going to be where she expresses this. Let me give this, and I'll drop this down because we're not going to watch the whole thing. And this was a really interesting breakdown. So if you guys would like to go watch this whole thing, you can. So there you go. There is the link to it. I don't know what this gal's name is. She has quite the following, though. She has quite the following.
CBS News. He has charges that were filed on April 25th, but were withdrawn by May for a different case. And they say numerous law enforcement and legal sources said there were 2 felony counts of kidnapping, and then he also had 2 charges of strangulation. And that's why I say this man had no problem putting his hands on women, but for some reason, the way he unalived Kada was different.
And the difference between a man choking his female victim and shooting her, it reveals different levels of control and emotion. So choking or strangling someone is an up-close, personal,
very personal action, a very personal action. Now, remember, she was in the vehicle with him. So he was in arm's length of her. Do you understand that? Arm's length.
Form of violence. Like they're literally looking each other in the eye, and it requires physical contact and a sustained effort.
Yep.
And so the victim in the situation, she can see her attacker's face, and he can see hers, and he can see her fear.
Unless it's from behind. There are strangulations from behind, but it very emotional, Alicia says. A very emotional, I can agree with that. Yep. Yep.
And people who are predators, people who are sadistic, they enjoy seeing that because it's personal. They are showing the person, I control whether you live or die. It's very personal. But pow-powing someone, on the other hand, is more detached.
It's more detached. I agree with this. I agree with her assessment and why I brought this up. But I want you guys to hear the next little bit.
In this case, it looks to be premeditated, but it looks to be a different form of violence where he's
This is where she got me, and I was never looking at this aspect of it. Now, I'm not saying that this is, the theory, and I'm not saying I'm borrowing this. I'm saying this is a great theory. We have multiple theories like we do in most of our cases, and this is a theory that I didn't consider. So now we have to add this theory because I never considered this being a possibility because they've been screaming domestic violence, domestic violence. I'm talking about, the chief, the DA, everybody's screaming domestic violence. But what if he is a domestic abuser, but this isn't the domestic violence, that they may have known each other, but there might be something else going on here that we're not looking at as the dynamic because she's being accurate. The strangulation's more personal. She's shot in the head. This is a very detached action. So I'm going to back it up just a little bit because we've been talking. I want people to hear this because this is really important to me because I listened to this. And again, a light bulb did go off on top of my head after hearing this.
Someone, on the other hand, is more detached. In this case, it looks to be premeditated, but it looks to be a different form of violence where he's detached from it. And so it allows him to act without as much personal contact or effort. And so that's why I think that he may have been doing someone else's dirty work.
Now, if you're
doing somebody else's dirty work, This is interesting. Because as you guys know, the girl that you're seeing next to in the drawing, we've seen her face before. And her face was describing how Keon called her to find out about Kada or to ask about Kada, which is really interesting because it seemed like Kada and Keon were speaking and chilling and chatting. It didn't seem like they just started speaking and chatting. She was talking about him kidnapping her again. Or unless that was a pawn or a pun on the fact that somebody has accused him of kidnapping them, and maybe she was just teasing about it. Maybe that's what it is, and we weren't looking at it like that. But this girl right here, I can't remember what her name. I think her name's Gabby. Talks about this conversation she had with Keon. She knew Kada from her sister. If I'm not mistaken, Gabby was friends or friendly with Kada's younger sister. So let's listen to this.
Familiar with this news story, you know that there was a woman named Gabby who went viral because her friend went live and said that Gabby told her that Keon King called her a few days prior to Kada Scott going missing.
Interesting. And we also know that that best friend, when Gabby came out to the public, was blocked. And it looked like the phone call that she was referencing as calling to talk to her friend said canceled call. That means the call never went through. That means she never had the conversation with her friend that she's saying she had the conversation with her friend. It sounds like she made some utterances under her breath. Her friend called her out on her, and then she blocked her friend because she didn't want to get involved. So we've got a lot there. I don't want to go through this. If you guys want to watch that, please go watch that. And we've got a couple other things, but I'm going to have to put that off for tomorrow's talking conversation, because we do have one other thing that I wanted to talk about. And this is a historic drug bust in Philadelphia. Okay. This comes like less than a week after this kid that, obviously had $20,000 under his mattress to bail himself out whenever he was arrested back in April for the first kidnapping and assault charge of his ex-girlfriend. And that was prior to Kada. Okay. Months before Kada. But he had $20,000 to bond himself out with. $25,000. I think his bond was $200,000 or $250,000. I can't remember. It was one of the two, and he had the money to bond himself out almost immediately. So he obviously is in something. Okay, we know he's the pharmacist of that area. And then shortly after he's arrested, we have dozens indicted on a historic drug bust in Philly's Kensington neighborhood. This Kensington neighborhood is only about 30 or so minutes away from where all of this took place in Kada's area. Now, if a kid has $20,000 to bond himself out of jail with, obviously he's well-to-do in that area. Would he or could he be associated with this group 30 minutes away, or do business with this group 30 minutes away? It's possible. It's possible. Do I know whether these two things are connected? I do not. I just know that the person that put a bullet in a young, promising Miss America hopeful's head happened to be a drug dealer. And shortly after he was arrested, an entire network of drugs was busted. I don't know if it's connected or not, but if he had any part or knows any of these people, then I would have to think that this is a direct result of his arrest. It's very possible. That's just all I'm saying. It's very possible. I don't know if it is or not, but it's possible. Now, guys, we're going to move on over. We're going to rush this through. I do apologize. We're getting close to the end of my hour, but we're going to be obviously going over the hour. We're going to be talking about Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old boy that disappeared from his home on February 26, 2024. He is now coming up in another month and a half. He will be turning 17 years old. In February, it would have been 2 years since he disappeared. He disappeared from his mother's custody. His mother is a messed up woman that was R'd by her mom. She's screwed up in the head. She used to beat Seth Rogers when he was sleeping. She's got violent tendencies, and her child disappeared in the middle of the night. And nobody has seen him. No scent, no nothing. It is believed that she unalived her child, and Christopher Proudfoot, her husband, which they were having marital problems, gave her an ultimatum for her son or him gets a call, a 3-hour phone call, most likely telling him Sebastian's deceased and she needs help. Makes a plan, comes in from, in my opinion, this is all speculative, comes in from, running away from home because he was staying out at Horn Lake. He refused to come home for an entire month to be with his family because he didn't want Sebastian anymore and didn't want Sebastian in the house. And then all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom, Sebastian's no longer in the house, and Katie was the only one there. There was a car that showed up at the corner of the house. We know that to be a fact that law enforcement doesn't want us knowing as a fact, but we have corroborating evidence, and we actually have the film depicting the vehicle that was there that night. So we know there was a vehicle on the corner of Kellen and Stafford Court at 3 a.m. in the morning. It is my belief that was Christopher Proudfoot, either with friends or family, helping Katie dispose of Sebastian Rogers. That is my opinion. Again, speculative in nature. This person on my screen is Chris with the Mob Crew. He's been analyzing videos that all the videos he can get his hands on. He's got good connections with some of the people in that community. I don't, because of the lies that were perpetrated upon me, because they know that I know what I'm doing. I go in and investigate, and every time I'm involved, the hate channels try to thwart the investigation because they know we get pay dirt. We know. I know for a fact Katie did something to this child. I don't know whether she killed him or she just got rid of him, but I'm absolutely positive at this point, 2 years later, she killed him. And the reason why I say that is because nobody's seen him. There has been no sightings of this boy. That tells me that she killed him. This man came and picked up the remains and disposed of them somewhere. He had to leave in the middle of the night and go and disappear for 24 hours in the middle of search efforts under the guise of him going to get his camper. And I believe that's when he dismembered Sebastian Rogers and spread him across wherever they went. That's just my opinion. It's a hurtful opinion that I know that many people are a little shocked to hear, but that is what I truly believe happened. And shortly after that, that's when Chris was relieved of whatever it was. And he knew for a fact they would never find Sebastian, because he made sure they would never find Sebastian. That is my belief. That is where we're going to start with this. And this is Chris explaining some more shit that Chris did. Chris Proudfoot. Chris from the Mob Crew is saying what Chris Proudfoot, Stinky Feet, did. And so I wanted to show you these lies that he found.
I have caught Chris Stinkfoot and former PI Stiff Fish Sticks completely lying about a guy allegedly taking out his trash can at 3 a.m. with a flashlight. I have the evidence to prove it. It is absolutely terrible that they're trying to do this, but please stay until the end. This will be epic.
The one looks like it's running down or something. That was actually the gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that. There was no vehicle.
Most of you that have followed the Sebastian Rogers case should have seen or heard about the 3 a.m. lights video. I have done many live shows and videos breaking down to my best ability on what I believe is going on. What some may not know is that back around December of 2024, shortly after PI Fish Sticks was hired, a team including Clue, Cletus, and others went to recreate the 3 a.m. lights by going to location of home that had the camera. And
I can tell you I did this. I had their original camera on their house, not the new camera, the original camera, and I was able to get the exact, and I mean the exact location. And what they have said from the very beginning in this case has been a lie. Those people don't know their ass from their elbow. They're intentionally and willfully trying to lie. Actually, their audience knows that they're lying. This is what's so shocking. It's this conspiracy of just believing whatever they want them to believe and going down the rabbit hole, because everybody that's following this believes that there's some secret little thing that they're going to do, that this fat cow that's spreading around chlamydia all over the place that can't scrub her own damn toilet, they believe that she is going to literally flip the switch on him somehow. And it's not true. It's not true. She's just in the process of convincing, and all the people there watching are like, yeah, she's right. This is a lady that has a man in jail for touching her children. Okay? And and touching other children. She didn't protect her own kids. What makes you think she knows what the hell she's doing out here? Clearly she doesn't see signs very well, but everybody believes she knows this case. The people that believe this fat cow of a woman, you guys are idiots. Idiots. And everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe Betty called me an idiot. Well, if you're listening to her, then you are an idiot and you heard me. And if it hurts your feelings, oh well. Quit being an idiot. Just saying. Good gracious. You think I'm here for your feelings? I'm not. We're here for our boys' feelings that you seem not to care about. Or did we forget about him? Sebastian Rogers, this face right here. Right here. And they're sitting there trying to screw with the cameras and act like that we're looking at the wrong place. I was there after this happened. Did you guys forget, Bobo? Remember? You guys can go walk around the neighborhood. You guys can have cameras, but all of a sudden I do it. I'm violating the law and I need to go to jail. Fuck you! That's what I have to say about it. You're wrong. You're intentionally wrong. And anybody that comes with the truth, you want to throw in jail. You sound like a fucking Democrat.
Conducted what you would call a control test, but their control test ended up being a complete failure, biased, and they used this to spin a giant lie that I will prove. And how this statement by Chris Stinkfeet is an absolute lie.
The one looks like it's running down or something. That was actually the gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that.
So here's the backstory on how this all started. Early winter of December 2024. Clues live show after they did 3 a.m. light experiment.
Thing at all. It was 15 effing degrees out when they did this.
Always taking donations for the swear bucket.
I'm just saying hats off to him. I told them where the camera should be looking, but that was the extent of my...
Oh, I told them where the camera should be looking, not where it's actually looking. Remember, we had day clips and night clips. The camera was a fixed camera. That means it didn't pan around. So if you could see the house and their house and the gazebo in the daylight video, guess what? It was in the nighttime video too. But these idiots here that like to wear, you know, these stockings over their head and say, oh, I'm true crime, even though I look like the criminal of the true crime, right? This show's criminal. She's a criminal, right? She's advertising what she is on this platform, and yet people aren't taking a gander that this is her? This is her! Okay, keep trusting this if you want to.
Recreation. I told them, move it to the left. They moved it to the left. It worked. It was perfect. Like, I mean, you could not... I don't know how you...
Those don't even look like the same lights. They don't even look like the same lights. Like, the lights you can clearly see are garage door lights. This looks like... Those do not look like garage door lights. Those look like landscape lights. And look how far they are. They're over the freaking truck. Look at that. They're back from the truck. When did we see lights like this? When did we see the lights like this? We saw the lights over here. Over here. Not this way. Over here. But, you know, again, we're arguing with a bunch of criminals that pass around chlamydia. So, I mean, there is that.
Did that, but you legitimately could not have lined that up any better.
Because a few, me and him were sitting there like, is that right? Is that right? I don't know. Let's try this. I mean, we literally tried it.
He is a racist.
Half a dozen times. Like, I walked my ass off trying to.
This area of Tennessee is a very racist area. So if she's white, you can pretty much guarantee that they're racist.
Create something and be like, no, I think that camera needs to turn a little bit this way. And we'd do it and recreate it again and be like, no, I think it needs to turn a little bit this way.
Notice how you hear them. Keep saying, move to the left, more to the left. That's because they are trying to claim the angle in which the camera is facing was towards the left of the home or west of it. In this next clip, they explain more about the alleged camera field of view.
Is that the original footage everybody's been looking at, they put those two lights to the left, and that's not possible.
Thank you.
Go to the next one. So if you look at that, right, the original field of view, from the right edge, you got to go about 20 degrees to get to those two lights. All right, which leaves 40 degrees from the wall, right? So go to the next one. So when we draw a 40-degree angle from that wall, we get an entirely different house.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's it. It doesn't even have, it's not even the garage lights. It's just lights that penetrate on the outside. Oh, thank you, Patty. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Let me go up here and read some of this other stuff here. Could she get in trouble for doing that? No. She has a right to say whatever she wants. She has a right to, just like I do. I have a right to do the. But the bottom line is we took the cameras out there. I lined my camera up. My camera. I had a 9-foot pole. I lined my camera up with the lens of the camera on the house and took a shot. It took me, because my pole kept falling down on me. It took me a little bit to finally get the shot, but I got up and I got the shot. And you could clearly see it's the gazebo, the neighbor's house, the side yard, all the way to the door, like the garage, like up to the garage, not quite to the driveway, but it got all that area, and we could absolutely see where that camera was shot from. That's right, you sure did. Yes, I did. I got up there. I even put my camera at the height that camera was on the house, just to make sure we had the most accurate view of that. So my pole was that, when I got that camera shot, that was at the height of the camera as well. It wasn't just the angle, it was the height, it was the angle, it was everything. And it caught all of that. So and if they would have done it, it did it from the ground as well. So in order for them to get this, is that they are intentionally trying not to have that. There is no way that a camera only has a field angle of 40 degrees, period. There's no way. Even the old cameras had a degree much larger than that, a range of view, a field of view, rather, much larger. 40 degrees. You go find me something that only has a 40-degree field range. Please. You're not going to find it because it doesn't exist. It's too narrow. It's too narrow. I don't know what these people are thinking.
Right? So at the end of the day, 40 degrees from that wall cannot be 1006.
This must be that mathematics. That's what it must be. It must be the methamphetamines mathematics.
Stafford, which means that what everybody's been chasing as flashlights or whatever the hell cannot be coming from the back of Chris and Katie and Sebastian's house, because it's not even in the field of view.
Because our mathematics is telling you that.
Notice how they want to make it very clear that this camera and 3am lights cannot come from behind the Proudfoot's home. Keep in mind the Proudfeet have hired fish sticks, and they are all working together. This entire experiment will come full circle on how I caught them all lying. Here, they actually debunked themselves and didn't even realize it.
Yes,
honestly, it's pretty embarrassing.
The two lights that you see in the middle there that the arrow is pointing to are actually landscape lights on another house in the...
Now, I want to go back there. Now, remember, they had you over... Remember, they had you over in order to make their 40 degrees work, they had you over these. Now, all of a sudden, you're having to go at an angle. Huh. That's not what their field of study just showed. It showed it was over the trucks and only the trucks. Now we're pivoting out this far out? Oh my God. Oh my God, again, must be that math.
Two are actually landscape lights on another house in the subdivision. Go to the next one.
And just wait, because we did do a recreation video, and it is legitimately spot on.
That bitch can't even touch her toes, but she's legitimately spot on. Okay.
You're going to see it.
Notice how they have their 40-degree line cutting right through the landscape lights, but clearly they didn't take a closer look at how their top-down view, the right 40-degree line, doesn't line up. Those lights would be to the left, almost in the center. This is what happens when you're not in it for the truth and what to create a false narrative. But this will all come full circle. So now comes the giant lie and how it all began.
Look at
So
this.
here in this clip,
Oh, so you can actually see a double garage, okay? Oh my God, a double garage. Look at that. 8 little squares. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the first door. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the second door. Oh my gosh, we have a 2 garage single door unit here. That's what I'm looking at in this darkness. Not a house with 2 little lights coming from a room window, but an actual garage that are showing 2 independent garage doors and a light in the middle. This is exactly what we've been seeing on our video, and we all know it. Why? Because we enhanced it and we saw it. You're not getting this from the lights over the truck tops. You're only getting this with like almost a 50-degree, 60-degree angle to the right of that camera, which is what you're seeing here.
was the second part of their recreation, where allegedly Cletus or someone a part of their team is walking down this neighbor's driveway with a flashlight moving down to the right. This was to recreate the action that happened on the original 3 a.m. video. He then
Now remember, look where his circle is. Look at what side of the garage these lights are on. They're on the wrong side of the garage. Folks, they're on the wrong side of the garage. We didn't see the lights on this side of the garage. We saw it on the other side of the garage. This is on the left side. We saw it on the right side.
appears to be moving to the left, down the Stafford Road. But there is a huge problem with their recreation. Do you notice how much that his flashlight appears to be strobing off and on? And no, this isn't Morse code, and no, he does not have a strobe light. It's much worse and completely embarrassing, and I'll explain in the end. All of it will be the foundation of the giant lie in which they were caught telling. Shortly after that experiment, Fish Sticks was asked about their work. Notice his enthusiastic reaction and what he says.
You guys come up here and you get so quiet.
You guys did a great job with that recreation. Really did. I think helped a lot.
Yeah.
What people should know too is that you guys did that multiple times to get it right, just to tweak it. You guys have been out there.
You don't need to do it multiple times. I wasn't out there multiple times to get it right. You don't need multiple times to get it right. It's not a calculation figure. It's a video figure, okay? You get the daytime view, you get the nighttime view. That's how you get it. You overlay the nighttime view to the daytime view. That's how you find out where the lights are located in the common area. Again, this is the math that this crackpot team is using.
A couple nights in a row. That was awesome.
Mind you, this unscrupulous PI is now on every freaking newscast, and I'm going to laugh at the newscast over the David state, because you know damn well he's lying through his fucking teeth, and now they've got it plastered all over. This is going to do major damage to him, because this person's not going to get arrested, because the video that he's referring to is bunk, just like it was in Sebastian Rogers' case. He's doing it for attention, and now we're going to be slamming Law and Crime and Nancy Grace for giving this guy the time of day, along with News Nation. Wait till that comes. He's never going to be working in this industry again. He better be right on David. He better not be lying, because if he's lying, I'm going to destroy every bit of credibility on a national stage that I can possibly do.
Nothing better than the ability to do that, right? Because I think everyone questions, like, I mean, could it be someone coming down there? Could it be? But the problem is the angle is just not right at all.
Not for
the angle's not right, because you got to actually get a pole to get the height. You're probably having problems with the angle because you ain't getting your camera up high enough in the sky to mimic what the camera is supposed to be recording. Probably the first problem they're having. We didn't make that mistake. We have, if you guys don't know, we have a 9-foot tripod for our cell phone. I repeat, we have a 9-foot tripod for our cell phone. Okay? 9 foot.
where people were saying that things would come from. You know, like we can pretty much take out that backyard area. You know, it's not a common area. I know it's called a common area, but it's not a common area.
It is a common area.
Take that out, you know, and it makes more sense what we're looking at now. I don't think anybody wants to definitively say. I mean, I'm not speaking for anybody else, but I can't definitively say what exactly.
That is the view right there. Actually, it's up a little further. That's not the entire view because the view from the camera actually cuts off the front portion of that house. I'll have to go back to my capture, but I got the exact capture of that camera. The exact one. Daylight view. The exact capture of that camera. Hands down. We went over it. We've got it. I'll find it. We'll reproduce it.
Every single movie, you know, twinkling light is or whatever, but we have a much better idea of what paths there would be and whatnot.
This live show was done in December of 2024, with the recreation test they did happened shortly before that. Notice how they want to push the narrative that the lights and camera angle are not coming from the common area. Now let's listen to Fishstick's interview, just over a month later, just upon the 1-year anniversary of Sebastian's disappearance and what Fishsticks now claims.
This is the asshole that law and crime are using, the one that doctors images and videos. We're going to make sure that they know. We're going to give them a package, you know, that QB package on SF.
So what the AI was telling us is that one of them was just anchored, and the other was moving and was very likely a flashlight.
Oh, interesting.
Which gave us a lot of hope that maybe that was Sebastian. And then it was just kind of like,
he doesn't know what he wants to say. He has no notes in front of him. He's winging this interview, and this is what causes all these different conclusions.
some luck, as they're doing this test, the cameras are rolling and a light starts moving across the monitor, and it's a guy taking his trash down and his trash can down from an elevated driveway. And I was not there, but the rest of the people went and talked to him, and he said that morning that he had forgotten to take his trash out.
So he took his trash out at 3 o'clock in the morning. I find that bullshit.
And he
probably took it out at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Heard the trash trucks and with a flash.
Heard the trash trucks. There it is. 5 o'clock in the morning, not 3 o'clock in the morning. We're talking about two totally different time frames here.
Flashlight took his garbage can, wheeled it down to the curb, and so that we believe.
People keep trying to put just PI in all of this stuff. I went and even Legacy. I went and made her. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I said, no, I have a problem with this. She started getting, and I said, no, I have a problem with this because you're saying PI, and you need to be telling them who the PI is. Because as soon as you start quit with the PI and start saying SF, the PI, people are going to tune out because they know this man's full of shit. This man lies about everything. I haven't even started. I'm about to start making my calls to my contacts to tell him, do not put this asshole on the air until he produces something for you to physically view with your own eyes as true. Don't put this asshole on the air. He lies through his fucking teeth.
Can't say for certain. We believe that's much more likely. That's probably what that light is. But I definitely do not. I know that's not. They'll never convince me that was a trash truck for sure.
So here is when Fishsticks conveniently mentions that while they were doing the recreation, a neighbor allegedly came out with a flashlight and took his trash out. Then they claim they spoke with him, and this neighbor admitted to taking out the trash can the night Sebastian went missing. He even claims they have this on camera. Yet, when they talked about their recreation back in December, they never mentioned this huge detail. That's because Fishsticks allegedly used their own recreation to lie about seeing the neighbor and speaking to him. Now let's come full circle, and let's listen to Mr. Stinkfeet, where he now mentions on a live show about this new revelation. Trust me when I say I'm going to embarrass them.
Lights at 3 a.m. and was there a car?
I'm taking this as in reference to the Mob Cruise video.
Yeah, the one he's done 157,216 times.
To go ahead and tell you that, the one lights and the time on the videos are actually wrong. Law enforcement has confirmed that. The one looks like it's running down or something. That was actually a gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that. That was actually a gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that.
No, he
Now,
hasn't.
you don't think they, Crispy Fish Sticks, and their team would stoop low enough to claim that their own video and recreation and pass that off as the neighbor taking his trash can with a flashlight, right? They certainly wouldn't lie.
So they recreated it. Do you guys hear this? They recreated it, recreated what happened, and then used their own recreation video to try to say that their neighbor took the garbage can out. These people are trying to throw as much confusion in here, and it's working because we have a Barney Fife law enforcement there that don't know. They know how to solve easy crime. They know how to arrest people for DUIs that they didn't commit, but they don't know how to arrest. They know how to arrest a woman that has constitutional rights to run stories and has platforms where she's running stories to 500,000 to 2 million people a month on multiple platforms. But I go to jail for running a story while they can kill a kid, hide the body, in my opinion, meet no consequences, have their family pay all this millions of dollars to the county in ways of building their properties and impact fees, and everybody turns a blind cheek to what Chris and Katie are doing in their community. Turns a blind cheek. I believe they murdered their kid. I'm not going to hide it because of my friendship with Seth any longer. I believe they killed their kid. You know what I believe happened? I believe what happened in Pasco County is what Katie did. I think she got in a fight with her son and she grabbed him by the neck and choked the shit out of him. That's what I think happened. And when she realized what she did and came to her senses, she called her husband and said, "Oh shit." And so they were on the phone with each other for several hours. And then all of a sudden, car pulls up near the house. Blob starts carrying a blob out to a car, and boom, we never see the kid again. Ever. Not no hide nor hair of that child. And we got an idiot law enforcement body that thinks hiding and saying we can't say his name or pass out flyers, that's the way we solve crimes in Sumner County. Act like the child doesn't exist. That's how we solve problems in Sumner County. That's how we do it, folks. That's how we do it. We act like they don't exist, and we search for them in our office instead of out there in the wilderness. That's the Sumner County way. That's the Sumner County way. So, guys, this is obviously lies. This is lies that the Proudfoots have perpetrated. They've hired people, paid them money to help perpetrate their crimes. From my understanding, they've paid Fish Sticks, this unscrupulous PI, upwards of $10,000 to $15,000 to help them cover up their crimes. And I think he is an accessory after the fact. I think he needs to be charged as an accessory after the fact. I hope Steve is charged as an accessory. He is an accessory. And once this starts rolling down, we're going to prove that. We're going to prove that. As soon as these parents go down, we're going to start making a push that the PI also goes down with them for helping cover up the crime.
About speaking to this neighbor? Well, this is what happens when you get caught lying, allegedly about Sebastian Rogers and this neighbor with the lights. Time to embarrass all of you. Now, the 3 a.m. lights are coming from this common area right here, but they are claiming that the 3 a.m. lights, especially subject number 2, is coming from this home with the steep driveway. But there is a big issue with this. Do you see it? Let's go to the ground view and take a closer look. I wonder why when we compare the two videos. Cletus and Cruz recreation video shows a light that seems to be blinking off and on. I wonder why it doesn't compare to the original light video. Well, it's pretty simple actually when you take the time to do a little research.
Trees.
Here is me showing the angle and direction they're claiming the lights are coming from. Do you see the problem? I wonder why Blinky McBlinker appears to be walking with a strobe light, or trying to do Morse code with his flashlight. I wonder what could be causing that issue. Could it be caused by the 8+ trees that are scattered throughout the 2 yards that would be causing this issue?
Yep.
Yes, that's right. The reason their recreation doesn't work is because the lights would be blocked by all these trees. Even in the fall, all the trees and the branches attached to them would cause this effect. But in the original subject 2, Hardly Blinks, that's because
Hardly
there are
Blinks.
less objects blocking the lights,
It's a clear
likely
open
coming from the common area
common
where there
area.
are less objects. Imagine certain family members hiring a team and they all allegedly lied about this neighbor and the lights. Ask yourself, why would they do that? How does this help find Sebastian Rogers?
There was no vehicle. There was no vehicle.
My effing ask Mr. Stinkfoot, you liar. Please share your comments down below. Please.
I'll share you my comment, Chris. Christopher Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot are liars, plain and simple. They've lied about what has happened to their child. They have lied through their teeth about what has happened to their child. Guys, we went over our show by almost a half an hour. Give you guys selves a hand. This is going to be, we are back on schedule. We will be doing 2 shows on our main channel, 1 show on this channel every day moving forward. 3 shows, morning, noon, and night. And we will be getting some videos perpetrated throughout all of these. I'm not sure where they're going to go, which channels they're going to go. So if you're new to this channel, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit notify all, because you never know which channel they're coming from. And if you haven't already, sub up to TikTok. I'm going to be going back over there and starting to get that wrapped up as well. So you guys are going to want to follow me on everything. And I'm building up our Instagram. Our Instagram page is starting to be built up. I've got just shy of 1,500 subscribers on Instagram. So don't forget to hit me up over there. I'm learning it. I've never done Instagram before. I have literally no clue what I'm doing over there. So I am going to try to train myself on the do's and not do's over on Instagram, but please come over and check me out on Instagram. Hopefully that'll keep you guys away from all the political talk on X. But if you love it, come hit me up on X, man, because I'm telling you, I'm beating these politicians up. I'm kicking ass and taking names, folks. I'm kicking ass and taking names. So anyways, guys, we're rolling through this like a hot day in the summer. I'm a love machine, baby. I'm a love machine. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Until next. Listen, did you guys hear that? You guys hear the bell? Look at this. Look at. I can't even get. Okay. I can't even get through. Come on. Come. Can't even get through the outro. She knows the outro. She knows as soon as I say the outro. You guys hear her every time I start the outro. You hear that little bell just a jingle, and she's running from the living room. She's running from the living room into the office. Yep. Pebbles got it. She knows what time it is. She knows what time it is. You guys do too. You guys don't believe me. She knows. She hears me say the outro, and you hear those little paws. I know what time it is. I know what time. What time is it? Delilah, tell him what time it is. What time is it? Say, it's time for me to play B-A-L-L. What does that spell? B-A-L-L. I'm a B-A-L-L girl. All right. You know what time it is? We know what time it is. It's that time. It's ball time. Delilah wants to play ball. And if the Glare stuck around this time, I don't think he stuck around all this time. But hey, Glare, if you're still out there in the ether, that's my new pooch. That's Delilah. She's my baby. She's going to take a bite out of crime, and that means a bite out of your ass. I'm just saying, not playing. All right, you guys have a great day. I got to go take this little lump of meat outside to play ball so she can run out some of that energy. energy. We will be back around lunchy time. No, I think I need to break down and make some videos. We'll get those videos up on this channel as well as the the main channel, and then we'll be back here for our third. Not here on the main channel. We'll be back for our show tonight. I think we're going to be rocking around 4 or 5 o'clock this evening. 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm not sure which. We got plenty of time between now and then for me to decide, but I'll get that up so you guys know about it. With enough time to sub up and be notified and stuff like that. If you guys haven't been getting notified by Bullhorn Betty, go to the main channel, unsubscribe and resubscribe now, not when we're going live, because you do it when we're going live, you're not going to be able to communicate for at least 20 minutes. So go on over to the main channel, unsubscribe and resubscribe now. God bless you. We'll see you soon.